Hello, Conquerors. This is your girl Frankie, and you just stepped into another episode of At the Appointed Time channel. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to the viewers. I have seen that there's been some people scrolling through and has been checking out this channel. So I thank you so much for stopping by and being a part. Now, I have something that I've been, was kind of sitting on for a minute, a topic that I want to discuss. And this morning, it's Saturday morning here where I am. Normally, I do not get up early to record anything, but I felt the urge to do so this morning, and I'm so glad that I did because is very prevalent right now. And also before, I did say in in the introduction of this channel, I did mention that I was going to discuss a lot about relationships. And there's a lot going on in relationships. And I know that we can relate to that, right? So it's a lot to unpack. I'm not going to do it all at once. But, you and I, we've been in relationships, right? One, two, three, four, so on and so forth, relationships or whatever. But I think now, as I get older and I talk to some friends and, everyone's trying to find that significant other that matches them and that's the person for them, like the person, my person, your person, or whatever. And it's not been easy. It's not been an easy journey doing so. And so like I said, I've been talking to some friends. And so some of the things that we've been chatting about, I just kind of want to bring it up here in this episode because, listen, relationships are not easy. And, especially when you're going through your own personal things in life, life just be life. And then you got the nerve to try to be in a relationship, really? Okay, so here's the thing. One thing you must understand in a relationship, it is so important and so vital that when you meet someone, get to know them. Don't just get all crazy and just get lost in the excitement of meeting a person and we're going out to lunch or dinner or we're watching a movie and they come or just whatever, you're spending time traveling, all this good stuff. And you get so excited and you get caught up in the moment to where when all that moment kind of fades away, now you're getting to know a person that, wait a minute. Did he change? Did she change? We didn't talk about this in the beginning. Oh, it's not that the person has changed. You're now beginning to see a part of them that you didn't know existed because, of course, when you first meet a person and now you're talking about relationships, everybody's going to put on the happy face. Everyone's going to put on, I'm just that guy or I'm just that girl type thing. So when you get over that part, you're like, okay. And you're dumbfounded, right? It's so important to get to know a person. And I know sometimes the hard questions you feel like, well, I think I'm going to wait, I'm going to hold on before I ask that question. And then you're going to hold off on the hard questions until later. But no, the hard questions should come first because you're going to know then who you're dealing with. And listen, I'm talking to me too, okay? I'm a part of this. I'm not just talking about something that you guys probably go through and I'm just like, not me. That's a lie. And one thing I am, and you will find out if you continue to follow this channel, I'm pretty transparent because we're trying to help each other grow, huh? Right? Okay? All right. So yeah, getting to know a person is very important in any relationship. But when it comes to the difficult, or as I said, I mentioned hard questions, that becomes uncomfortable for you. Why? It becomes uncomfortable because now you're wondering what they're thinking about you. Why are they thinking, why they're asking me all these hard questions? Why did she say that? Or why did he say that? And listen, don't worry yourself about why they're asking about the hard question because see, You have to know for yourself, is this something that I want to deal with? Is this something that I want to further myself into? Is this something that I want to indulge in? Because when you think about relationships, it's hard, especially if you've been in a lot of bad relationships or one, it doesn't matter how much, but when you've been in a relationship and it's been a difficult one and you finally got yourself out of it, you tend to, well, you try to say, I'm not going to go through what I went through before. I'm not going to deal with the things that I went through in the previous relationship. But sometimes it happens. It happens. And a lot of that happens to when maybe you move too quick into the next relationship and you haven't completely healed. And now you find yourself going through the same cycle. And that's another important issue. Make sure that you heal before you move on, because it can cause so much chaos and so much trauma added on to what you've already gone through. It becomes very chaotic for you. It becomes very troubling. And then you start to look at every relationship like the last one. Heal. Okay? We got to heal. But getting back to the topic, it is so important to get to know the person and ask the questions that you think are difficult, even though it's uncomfortable to you to ask, but it's safe. You're going to be safe or saved from something later on. I'm going to say, okay, and I'm going to say this because, and I'm going to definitely use myself as an example all the time. So, in a relationship that I was in a couple of years back, I want to say maybe 4 or 5 years ago. It was someone that I really, really cared for. They were going through a lot of things. And I thought that me being the sweet, loving person that I am with a good heart, I felt like me kind of giving myself um, mentally, emotionally, and all that would help them spiritually, giving them, trying to help them spiritually with things that they're dealing with and trying to just kind of help them with what they're dealing with. I'm thinking I was doing the right thing, which I was. Physically giving myself. Um, that's another thing that, it's so much that we can talk about, but we'll get there. But giving yourself away and then not having it reciprocated, that's where it becomes difficult. And guess what? Hard to say, it's not the person's fault, it's yours. Because you thought and you figured by me doing this, it's going to help nurture the relationship, it's going to help the person grow, and then they're going to see who I am in this relationship. And obviously, it doesn't happen that way. Because when I did that, oh, and also just opening up yourself and not protecting um, what's there. And sometimes we overlook or we don't even see the importance of doing that. So, in this relationship that I'm talking about, like I said, the person was going through so many things. And I was getting hurt in the process because when he would tell me things that he was dealing with, I was trying to solve it for him. I was trying to be that person to say, okay, so let's try this and let's go here and let's do this. And the person was not even receiving it in the way that I need, that I was trying to show him to receive it. Like, okay, you're saying that you need some money, um, or you need to go here. Well, let me take you. Let me do this. Let me do that. And the only thing that person was doing was taking, taking, taking. And not only was he taking the physical, he was taking my mental. Because then now I felt like I had to do so much to please him. I felt like I had to do so much to let him know I'm in your corner. I'm here for you. And I wasn't getting any of that. So, in the process of it all, I was the one that's being hurt. I'm the one that's being abandoned. And then the gaslighting and all that kind of thing and was beginning to happen. And I'm thinking, did I do something wrong? Did I say something wrong? Oh gosh, I just want him to call me because I just need to know if he's okay. Honey, he was okay. He was more than okay. Because each time that he needed you, you was his fix. Oh, I was his fix. He can come to me, and I was just trying to give whatever I could because this is a relationship and this is what I want. Yeah. So one big situation happened, and it was like, whoa. I felt like something was going on, and I reached out to him. And when I spoke to him, something really was going on. But the way that he spoke to me, the way that he handled me, like, wait a minute. I'm sorry. What? You said what? I what? Wait a minute. And at that point, that for me, that was my breaking point. That's when I knew this is not for me. I could not do this. I couldn't, because I was, like I said, I'm trying to be there, but you're pushing me away, and yet and still I'm still trying to give myself more. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, I'm hurt right now. And then I found myself being depressed, oppressed. And I was like, wait, okay. So what I had to do then at this point, I had to go to God. I literally said, God, no, this, you got to take this away from me. Because what I'm feeling right now, I'm feeling so much pain, so much hurt, so much disappointment. And I don't deserve this because I only gave my heart to this person in every way that I felt to give him. And at that point, when I did that, when I prayed, it took 2 weeks for me to go through it. And then God finally took it away. It was gone after 2 weeks. And I had to and that person was gone. I didn't hear from him. I wasn't even looking to hear from him because what I had went through, it hurt so bad. I'm like, I'd be crazy to want to go through that again. And it's not worth it. It's so not worth it. So I let it go. And I had to heal from that. Okay, so what I'm saying about all that, there are times when you are in a relationship and because you want it so bad, you give yourself away in every aspect of it. You lose yourself. You don't even recognize yourself anymore. You look in the mirror, you see you, but something is missing, but you can't quite put your finger on it because you've lost you. And when this happens, it's so important to get out of the relationship that you're in. It's so important because if you continue to go and to go into this, I would call it a hole, a sink in hole. When you continue to go deeper into that sink in hole, it's hard to come out of it. And what happens with that person? They go and live their life and do whatever they want to do. Don't even have you think about. Because when I said I was hurt and I didn't want to do this anymore, a part of me still was hoping that he would reach out so I can say, listen, you hurt me. You did this to me. But I never got a phone call. I never got a text. Because he wasn't thinking about me. He wasn't thinking about my feelings. He didn't think it was important enough to hear from me. Because he'd already taken everything that he could have from me and moved on with someone else. So now I'm left with picking up the pieces. I'm left with trying to gather myself. Broken. Just broken. And I didn't have anything or anyone to replenish me because the person that I wanted to be there was the one that damaged me. And and even as I say this right now, it's like realization is kicking in again. And it's like, wow, I was really broken. And I allowed it. It's not I allowed it to happen. Yes, they were the cause for me to be the way that I was, but I was the one that opened the door and said, come in, hurt me, break me, and you don't have to worry about fixing it. I'll do it the best way I can. You're free to go. And we are so, and I'm not going to say just women because men do it too. You meet a beautiful lady and everything about her is just beautiful. She has the body, she has the intelligence. She's one of those mover and shaker type women where she got her own business, her own home, car, whatever. She's living the life and like, wow, this is the woman yeah, this is what I want. This is what I've been asking God for. And you get that until she shows you a different side. Now you're broken. You can't believe that you just let all that happen. This is why it's so important to get to know a person and ask the hard questions first. Because when the hard questions comes, pay attention to how they answer and how they respond. And when they respond the way that you want them to respond, then it may be, it's okay to move forward, but be cautious. But when they start asking you questions, you're answering me with a question. You're answering my question with a question. That's a red flag. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to ask a person, well, how much do you make a year? Well, how much do you make with your job, the job that you have? Why? Well, I mean, that may not be one of the first questions, but that is a hard question. Now, if it's somebody that you're considering to be with long term or someone you consider to marry, that question have to come up because I need to know if we get attached this way, I'm not the only one that's going to be paying bills or fitting everything because you just kind of not really there to do it or you don't want to do it. Because there are some women that feel like I got my own money, but he's going to do this. He's the breadwinner. He make more money than me. Listen, are we going to do this together or we're not? And I mean, I'm in my 40s, okay? And at this point I was married before, and things did not work out the way it should have because a lot of we lacked communication. That was one of the things. And also, it was a very one-sided thing. And we're not talking marriage, we're talking relationship. I'm just saying that that's just something that happened. And I can look back on it now and say, well, here's some of the things that I'm not going to do. I'm not going to tolerate. I'm not going to go through these things because when you've been in relationships before and you've been hurt and damaged, it's not, you think now at this age and this point in my life, I got to do better. I want better. I deserve better. That's the one thing that you have to understand. If you're a person that you have a good heart and you just want to be with somebody that's going to love you and take care of you the way that you would love and take care of them, know that you deserve it. And the only way that you feel that you don't deserve it is because you were torn down and broken from a last relationship or previous relationships, however long ago. It doesn't matter how long it went. It doesn't matter how long ago it was. Heal from that. Take the necessary steps to go through the healing process. If it's therapy, if it's just having someone to talk it out with, because sometimes all we need is just somebody to listen. I don't need your advice. Just hear me out. Let me talk this thing out. Because love, Mariah Carey said it best, love takes time to heal when you're hurting so much. And it does. And there's no time frame, there's no time limit on it. Go through the motions and do what you got to do to heal. Okay? And it's like, if you rush it, it's not going to happen. Because you just want to be in a relationship so bad. And it doesn't work like that. Because if you're not careful, the cycle continues. It could be a nice looking man and he's dressed well from head to toe. Bald head, because see, I love bald heads. Ooh. Anyway, the bald head, smelling good, dressed nice, and they just treating you and making you feel just like the queen that you deserve to be. But then something shakes and shifts and something happens, and now all this fineness is gone out the window because you reminded me of my you I've been through this before. But I believe that when you give yourself time to heal in a relationship from the previous relationship that you've been in, you start to see things differently for the next. The red flags, they start, if any, the red flags, they come up a little bit quicker. You recognize the red flags. And you start feeling something within you that says, wait a minute, something's not right. I had to go through that before as well. So when you start to feel these things, do not ignore it. Because again, you get caught up in the cycle that you're trying to get off of. Like that, the stuff at the circus, the Ferris wheel just goes around and round. And it doesn't stop until the ride's over. But if you don't know how to get off, you're going to keep going. You're going to keep going. And it can really affect you mentally. I'm just telling you what I know because I've experienced it. So it's important to be in a relationship and just kind of know what you're looking for before you just jump into it. Before you get into it, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. It's important to know what you want before you jump in, before you dive into a relationship. I don't care how good he looks. She has the Coke bottle shaped body or whatever. That has nothing to do with it. Because all of that glitter and gold, they're saying everything that glitters ain't gold. All that you may see could be the very thing that can break you. It's so important, and it is, and I'm not trying to be spiritual or what have you, but I ask God for the relationship that I'm in now. I'm currently in a great relationship, but I still have to pray about it because there's so many things that can happen. Life happens. When you're going through something, they're going through something, and life happens. Life just be life. And so it's like if you don't put God in the midst of it, anything can happen, and it can happen so quick and fall apart right before your eyes. And then you're like, what happened? How do we get here? God has to be in the midst of your relationships. And it's not even just relationship with a man or a woman. Any relationship that you're in, God has to be in the midst. And I'm telling you, when God is in the midst and you allow God to lead you in this relationship, God will speak. God will let you know. And sometimes we're so consumed with things in the relationship that we don't really necessarily hear God as we should. But I'm telling you, a lot of times when I'm on TikTok, I'm just scrolling and here comes a video. Someone's talking about the very thing that I'm thinking about or that I'm dealing with. And I'm like, whoa, comment, confirmation. Thank you. I needed to hear that. God has a way of speaking, and that's how I look. That's how I see it. When God is sending or wanting to send a message that clearly we're not getting, He'll find a way for you to get it. And if you don't get it, it's because you're not listening. You're not tuned in. God has to be there in the midst of your relationships. He has to be there. And if He's not there, you go through so many things. It's like, why am I going through this? Well, if you had only reached out to me, God speaking, if you'd only sought me on the situation, I would have told you that wasn't it. She's not it. He's not it. This is just not it. Even with my ex-husband, as I mentioned, when we were dating, it was his birthday, and I wanted to go out with him, take him out or whatever. And we had broken up, but I'm thinking, let me just try to fix this. And I went over to take him out. When I got there, I didn't tell him that I was coming. I was like, well, I'm going to surprise him and just show up. When I got there, he was already making plans to go out with another woman. I'm like, well, why am I here? What? And so I left, and I'm angry with God. I'm driving, and I pulled over on the side of the road, and I said, why did you send me here? Why? What you? And then God was like, wait, whoa. First of all, I didn't send you there. I did not send you there. You were home, relaxing, until you decided, oh, I want to see him. Oh, I want to talk to him. And then you got in your car, and you went to go see him. I didn't send you there. Because you know what? On the way there, I felt like, turn around, go back home, go home. But I was like, no, I want to keep going. So the turn around, the go back home, that was God speaking to me. But of course, God is not going to just force his way in. He spoke, but I ignored it and got hurt and got the nerve to get mad at God. Don't play with God like that. Don't do that. So it's so important to not lose yourself with a relationship that you're in. The things that you like to do before the relationship, if it's pampering yourself, women getting your hair and your nails done, going to a spa, going out with the girls, going out to have lunch or whatever with friends and family, guys, if you're hanging out with your guys, doing guys things, don't lose that. Those are things that you enjoy doing before the relationship started. Now, if you can incorporate the two where you and your significant other want to do those things together, that's fine. But again, you still have to have your me time, your self-love, your self-care, all that goodness that you were doing to love on yourself beforehand. Those are the things that you continue to do even in the relationship. Don't stop. I'm telling you, I've done that. I lost myself because the things that I was doing before, I put it on the back burner because I'm trying to nourish and water the plants in this relationship so it can grow. Ain't got nothing from it except for weeds. Not weeds like the grass, that kind of weed. Yeah. So with that being said, it's so important to just continue to love yourself, even though you're in a relationship. Don't forget about you. It's beautiful when that person is complimenting you and telling you all the sweet things that you love to hear. But already know these things about yourself. And women, let me tell you, it's okay to compliment your man. It's okay to let them know that they're handsome, that they smell good, they look nice. It's okay to do that. Don't always accept the comments and you don't give it back. Trust me, I'm learning. I'm so learning in the current relationship that I'm in because he compliments me and I'm like, oh, but you know, I don't tell you enough, do I? I don't tell you enough, do I? And he's like, no, just like no. But I'm learning. I'm learning, and I believe that one day, he's gonna come on with me, and we're gonna talk about some things. But this is just something that I have wanted to do for so long, and I'm glad that I finally made it here. And I hope that what I said in this episode was something very helpful and beneficial for you. And if not for you, someone that you know that may be going through this, share this video, okay? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to always say that because, listen, I'm trying to get my channel to grow. I'm trying to get to know people who we can sit and relate and talk about these things with and grow and heal together. That's all it's about. That's all this channel is about, to love, grow, and heal together. And again, at the appointed time is where we are. This is the appointed time. So let's get to growing, let's get to loving, and let's get to healing. Until next time, I love you. Bye.